Good day all, South African Prepper here. So welcome to the new channel. Please like, share and subscribe. And please go look at our Rumble account as well. Please join that as well. So unfortunately we've moved from the one channel to this specific channel. And we've had some struggles with the legality of apparently what we say. You 80%ers can figure that out yourself. So for this video, the state of the nation, can South Africa actually be saved? And I want to delve into a couple of things. So this is not about land expropriation. It's not about the racial thing going on in South Africa. It is purely about the fact that can we physically, as a country, be saved? So let's look at the first thing, which is probably the most important thing, is the economy. If we go look at the economy, we'll see that the economy has rarely grown the last 10 to 15 years. Normally what tends to happen with the budget speech, the Minister of Finance normally predicts between a 1.4 and a 1.8% increase in the economy. And this very seldomly happens. We've only seen 0.6, 0.8% growth in the economy of South Africa. So the question that we should be asking ourselves is what is the bigger problem here? And I can only sum it up in one or two small words, and that is regulations and policies. Now one can delve into the regulations and the policies for business to be able to do business in South Africa, and this is one mechanism that this current government has been using to try and gain control of the economy. And all they've done the reverse. They've basically hurt the economy to such an extent that the economy can't grow. So can we fix the economy? We can fix the economy, but then we need to get rid of the parliament as it is. And we literally need to get rid of all the regulations and legislation around business. And that entails a whole lot of things. That entails race-based laws. That entails the way you run your business in South Africa. Labor practices needs to go. So there's a whole string of things that needs to happen in order for the economy to grow. So when a party like the DA says, we're going to grow the economy, my reply to that is bullshit, because you need to change so many things in order for it to be an environment that business can thrive in. And you cannot, businesses battle to thrive in South Africa because not just the regulations and policies, crime has a devastating effect on businesses. How are you going to resolve crime if you want to grow a business in South Africa? So again, the DA is saying that they're going to grow the economy. Sorry, I strongly disagree with that. I think it's a lie. You're going to have to rebuild the whole arena of business in South Africa to make it better and easier for business to come to South Africa, because it's not easy for businesses to come and invest in South Africa. Then the second thing that we need to look at is the socio and economic level of South Africans, because this plays a major part in can we actually save South Africa. So we do know that about 60% of the youth are unemployed, and we also know that between 30 and 40% of South Africans looking for work are unemployed. We also know that about 28 million people in South Africa are recipients of grants. So the social side of South Africa is not very healthy at this stage. All of these conditions, a bad economy, an economy not growing, an economy not creating jobs, leads to unemployment. Unemployment leads to crime. Crime leads to, or poverty leads to a whole lot of substance abuses. One of the major causes of the economy not growing is informal settlements growing. So there's a whole lot of things attached to the economy, and that then trickles down to the ground, to the social side of life in South Africa. So can we save South Africa? That's the question we are asking ourselves in this video. And then the third thing in the question that we're asking, can we save South Africa, is the infrastructure. So we all know that the last 50 years the infrastructure hasn't been maintained. There's been no progress in building new infrastructure. If we look at South Africa as a bigger picture, the biggest developments in the infrastructure game in South Africa was private business, private individuals, private companies that are building big malls and big estates for houses. The government has actually done very little towards developing. Now, it is not the responsibility of the government to develop South Africa. The government's job is purely to maintain infrastructure that is used by the public or by the people of South Africa. Things like the electricity network, things like water infrastructure, things like roads, railways, and borders even. And we'll get to number 4, which is policing and safety and security. So if you look at the infrastructure that the government was responsible for the last 30 years, you all know that there's almost no way that a lot of cities can be saved in South Africa. The infrastructure cannot bear the load of the amount of people flocking to the cities. And the municipalities do have internal issues. They've got corruption issues, they've got staffing issues, they've got skill level issues by not having the correct workers, having the right skills to fix things. And corruption doesn't help this, because corruption takes away the quality of work that needs to be done to fix this infrastructure. So infrastructure in South Africa is a major problem. So the question again, can we fix the infrastructure in South Africa? My personal opinion is, I think we've reached the point where it's called a point of no return. Even if you have the correct people now in place, the correct skilled people, the correct budget, and there's no corruption, it's going to take you 15, 20, maybe even 25 years to fix the current infrastructure problems in South African cities. So for me, you cannot fix it. It's almost like rather tear it down and start over. Well, that's my opinion. And then the last issue is about the safety and the security of South Africa. Now, that's also a thing that is the responsibility of government. We all know that our borders suck. Our borders, people go in and out as they please. We've got an estimated 20 million migrants, immigrants, refugees, asylum seekers from the rest of Africa in South Africa. And that brings a whole lot of pressures to the society of South Africa. Having so many immigrants from other countries puts pressure on the system, because these people don't pay taxes. They use our systems, they use the clinics, they use the hospitals, they use the policing, but they don't physically pay for it. Yes, they do pay for it in VAT when they buy stuff, but physically in personal taxes, they do not contribute towards the system. So it's a massive load for South Africa to carry, because these people also, some of them also go for SASSA grants. Some of them use our hospitals. A lot of them are in our prisons. So it's a heavy load to carry. And then coming back to the security side, which is the responsibility of the police of South Africa, we all know that the police system in South Africa is broken. There are some good cops left, but they are very far and in between. And you're sitting with a situation where crime is running away from the police, and it's been like this for many years. The police cannot contain crime, they cannot manage it. I think it's gone so far that if you can't beat them, join them mentality in the police service, where you find police officers just joining in criminal activities because they can benefit from it personally. And I'm not saying everybody does this, because you do get a lot of good cops out there. We recently met one. Um, and this really leads to a social place in South Africa where people cannot move freely anymore. They cannot do business freely anymore. It's a constant fear of when are you going to be attacked at home or on your farm or at your business. You have to have insurance. That's extra financial burden on you, because the chances of getting robbed somewhere during a normal day is very good in South Africa. So you have to have insurance. So the security system or the policing system, can we fix it? Again, the conclusion for me personally, if we can save South Africa or not, is a realistic no. You will have to really make incredible big changes within an incredible small time in order to save South Africa, and you will need people that are willing, motivated and skilled to actually save it. And these are just small technical points that I've mentioned in order for us to actually save South Africa. So I, unfortunately, it's not good news, but that's my opinion. I doubt if we can actually recuperate, recover, fix South Africa as it currently is. And that is why I'm a firm believer of the cultural areas for different people, so they can actually start to look after their own interest. It's much easier for you as a cultural unit or cultural people in a specific area to look after yourself and after your goals and after your community and your interest in that specific area, than allowing somebody else, a big fat rich politician that actually knows nothing, and expecting him to look after you. I think that's a ridiculous system. This is South African Prepper. Please like, share and subscribe.